Hi everyone, it's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations, and today we have the fourth in the series of 2022 Halloween projects, and we're going to make this little gift bag, and we're going to be using a sweet image from the Scary Cute bundle, that little one right there with the 3 trick-or-treaters. So let's start with a piece of designer paper cut at 8.5 by 7.5. I'm going to put the 8.5 inch side up at the top and score it 3, 4, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to turn it and put the 7.5 inch side up and score it 1 and 6. And I'll have all these dimensions on the blog post with this project and at inkandinspirations.com, and I'll have the link in the description of the video if you're watching on YouTube. So now what I'm doing is I'm just burnishing all of those score lines, because we know that when you're doing a 3D project, that's super important. And so I'm going to cut off that little rectangle formed by that little 1/2 inch score, and then cut up to that first score line. That's going to be the box bottom, okay? And so then I'm going to put some adhesive on that strip that is remaining, and then fold the other side around to make the bag. So at the top I have another score line, and it just makes it look kind of neat, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to fold in those sides and then the bottom and put some adhesive to close up the bottom of the bag. So now I'm pinching in on the sides, and that score line makes a neat little top. I've got some Mother's cookies in there for Halloween, and that tucks inside nicely. So next let's work on embellishing the front before we close it up. So I have the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here, and I'm going to die cut a piece from the Parakeet Party cardstock. But first, it's much easier for me if I go ahead and stamp the image, just using some black ink there, Memento black ink, and then I'm going to cut the paper down so it will run easily through the mini boss, like I like to call it. So this little frame is from the die set with the Scary Cute bundle, and I want to leave a little more area at the top there, and I'm using a piece of Post-it tape to hold it still, and I'll run it through. So it kind of shakes the camera a little bit, sorry about that, but I'm going to get this label out, and it's going to be ready to go. Now I have a little bit more die cutting to do, and so what I'm going to use is some basic black cardstock, and then the die set has several little bats dies inside, and so I'm cutting 3 of them, and I'm going to use that to embellish the bag. So I'm going to run it through quickly, and there I'll have my 3 bats, and I'll leave them on that cutting plate so I won't lose them, and set it aside. Now here's the sentiment. I've already stamped it on basic white, and I just banner cut the ends to make it look nice. Now you see I left that larger space at the top of that label. That's so I would have room to put that banner with the sentiment. I'm simply adhering that label to the bag. I've got dimensionals on the back of that sentiment and just applying it to the top there. Next I'm taking matte black dots and putting a large one in the center and 2 smaller ones on the side. I just thought that finished it off really cute at the bottom. So now let's get those bats, and I'm going to put a tiny dot of liquid glue in strategic places, and then take your pick tool with the putty end and just attach those little bats there. They are so cute, and they're different sizes too. So great for your packaging and your cards. Now to close the top, I'm just going to take a hole punch and eyeball and punch 2 holes at the top. I don't measure anything. Now I'm taking some of that Parakeet Party metallic ribbon. I'm going to thread it through those 2 holes, and then I'm going to very easily tie off with a little bow, and that makes a nice closure for the top of the bag. It's also easy to undo the bag and not completely tear it up in case you want to put some treats back in there and use it again. Okay, so there's our bag. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Visit me at inkandinspirations.com. Thank you.